I will unfurl the map we got in Fandalen and go, can you show us on the map?
He wants Cynthia.
Looks on the map. Let's see. That's where the bear was. That's the main road.
Like swoosh, but it's not like that.
That's the taking tree. So... it should be right there. And he'll circle it.
Thank you very much.
Well,
But actually,
Yeah.
yes?
what is your business here in this very dreadful place that tries to murder you if you go in it?
Well, it wasn't always this bad.
I mean, it was a village at one point, so I'd have to hope it wasn't always this bad.
Well. I come here to commune with the with the great tree. Not that one. You burned that one. That's not the great tree.
I certainly hope not.
No, I would have been quite upset.
Okay.
There are
I
plenty
wanna
of
ask-
things that nature can teach you. I'm sure she knows.
Who's the she he's referring to?
He's gesturing towards Zariah.
Um,
Did I
of course,
actually?
I know everything.
I will take my lead to go talk to the dragon cultist.
I will follow him to go.
Which, by the way, I will mention in passing as I'm going towards them. Oh, I found some dragon cultists.
Dragon cultists.
Was this you? This was a we.
Yeah.
Did I say we?
You said you. I said we.
I'm tired. Don't ask me about grammar. I'm gonna go talk to him and tell him it's safe, and preferably to go away from here.
You do
But-
that.
And just in case, you don't care if we bring, how many voices did I hear? 3? 4?
You heard at least 5.
I heard 5 voices, and they mentioned that they have their families with them. Do you care if we bring some people with us when we go to the other place, and then take them to Findalen?
I'd rather not drag around an entourage. If nothing else, we're not equipped to, transport people.
But do you want to leave them on 7 days travel through the woods back to Findalvin?
Well, I'm gonna go to the great tree, acquire some power, deal with some of my own stuff. Have fun, folks.
Bye.
And
I guess we'll tell the people that you're still safe now
And
that you're not being eaten by a spider.
and you, he's looking at Zariah. You can visit anytime.
Alright then.
Nah.
You enjoy that tree, old man.
It's a chill tree. And a little arrogant.
Is it nicknamed Sun Tree?
No.
I don't think David's going to give us a Matthew McConaughey.
Well,
As much as I would love that.
Just might.
Hmm? Kristen, you going to do a Matthew McConaughey voice?
Wasn't planning on it.
See?
come on, man. You just gotta be on the level. Yeah. That good? That good enough?
Yeah.
Can you do a tree? I'm about to say, will Tristan do a tree that's on drugs?
The tree's high on life, man.
I'm not running, so I don't have to. And none of you are a druid.
He's
This
right on that.
We'll take levels in it.
Well,
But what's that? I'll go knock on the door.
I'm not gonna
Actually, that'd be
thunk. The bar gets removed from the other
Great.
side, and the door opens. You will see the person you were talking to before, along with two others, brandishing these fiendish-looking daggers that they will put away when they see that it's you. Oh, my apologies.
I'm not really concerned about those, but it's safe now. Also, you mentioned assets earlier that you were wanting to give to our dragon. What are these assets? Besides, obviously, you wanting to serve a dragon.
Oh, well. The revered High Dragon. Excuse me. Well, I mean, really, the High Dragon can have whatever they like, but what we have with us to give, I believe I've already given one of them, so there should be two more diamonds. There are there's a nearby. There's a several chickens we wish to bequeath for ongoing food concerns. I'm afraid we couldn't bring any cows or calves with us. And we have with us a chest full, a chest with the sword of might. I know dragons can't very well use swords, but we know they like nice things.
We do like my.
Oh, are you with them?
No.
Okay.
I'm debating. I'm just having an internal debate with myself right now.
We, not that we would, dare... not that we would, dare, infringe upon the High Dragon's generosity. However, I, and of course the rest of us, but I would very much like the a blessing from the High Dragon if she so feels fit after these gifts.
I just want to make sure I'm recalling this correctly. Sarah wanted them to go to the village and basically become part of the village. Is that correct?
That's not how she phrased it, but yes.
Yes.
So it'd be beneficial for them to keep the chickens, because that they can basically start a farm with that, and do whatever other things. And the way you described it is they have diamonds worth hundreds of gold.
They have each diamond is worth roughly 100 gold if they are the same quality that the first diamond was.
You know what? Because I want to help them basically become normal people that can secretly worship Sarah, I'm going to ask them for the diamonds and then give them basically 300 gold. And then tell them to keep the chickens. And then ask if they can use the sword. Like any of them actually efficient in sword fighting.
Well, legend says that the sword of might has no regard for the proficiency of the wielder.
Does anyone want a sword like that? Out of character?
I don't know if I can use it if it doesn't. I can't really use it if it doesn't have finesse.
I'm a cat. I can't do it.
So would Kenshi want a sword like that?
Kenshi's not giving up the sword he's got.
I wasn't asking if you need to give up the sword you have.
I
I
mean,
was just asking
I
if you
can
wanted a
use
sword
it,
like that.
I just don't get my sneak attack damage if I have it. In character, it sounds super cool and can sit in my lair.
So the kleptomaniac in you wants it.
Well, that's what a dragon is, so yes.
I would offer to hold on to the sword in retainer for her, and basically say that her wish is for you to live your lives and help the village of Pindalvin. I am saying it right?
Vandalin, yeah.
Pindalin. And become a part of that village and support them. Here's 300 gold. I will take the diamonds because that place doesn't really have money. And to really trade you for these diamonds. And have the chicken so you can basically start your lives anew.
Yes, I remember that the High Dragon wished us to go to the nearby village and start over.
It is now safe for you to be able to do that. What is it, the 7 days travel?
Yes.
It's 7 days travel south. And I assume you guys have a map?
Oh, we know our way around.
I've seen them sold. Already blonde.
Yes.
Well, it comes in blonde. This is just them.
And they're cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah, but I need it
So-
to be like
I'll give them 300 gold and basically take 300 and have these 3 diamonds in the sword.
ones that do already. They're already stout. Super high throughput.
What about the sword?
Are they wanting to keep the sword, or are they wanting to really give it to me to basically give it to Sarah?
They want to do whatever the High Dragon wants.
When I'm about to say when they're saying high dragon, are they looking at Sarah?
Sarah's not there.
Sarah's not there, but Sarah
okay,
was
cool.
there as a dragon.
Yeah.
And all
Alright,
that
so-
Sarah wanted was for them to go to the village and live their lives anew. Which, in my interpretation of that, they don't need a magic sword.
All right. Why are we letting cultists into the village?
They're dragon fanatics. They're not that bad.
They just worship me. Okay?
They were called cultists. Usually, cultists,
I'm calling them cultists because cultists usually have a... What's a good way of putting this? They basically have a fetish for something. It might be something Satan. It might be Cthulhu. It could be a dragon. It could be anything. But
literally all of those things that you mentioned are all evil.
Dragons are not evil.
Okay,
Always.
2.5.
it could...
Half of
It's
all dragons
usually
are
evil things, but we got them to want to worship Sarah as a god. So I'm going to say it's not bad.
Why is that bad?
Okay, Satan is evil. Cthulhu is evil. Half of all dragons.
At this point, so you guys are actually having a conversation about this. Is there any in-character conversation going on back and forth?
They're not there. It's literally just me, and I'm just having to debate whether I take the
Okay.
sword or not.
I would just, I'm not saying, I'm
It's
like,
up to you, Eric.
yeah.
Sure, I'll take the sword for her.
Okay.
And then I'll also give them another 200. I'll just give them 500 gold for the 3 diamonds and the sword to basically let them restart their lives.
Oh, you are very gracious. We will make the High Dragon proud in Fandal. Fandelver.
Mandala sounds like somebody you should be worshiping. Mandala. Mandala.
Are
Oh,
okay.
they're dealt with. I want to go back to the party.
I guess I can ask the GM this: are they worshippers or are they cultists?
I can't answer that. They are however they appear to be to you.
Eric calls them cultists because he doesn't feel like using something else. That, and I've been playing Dark Heresy, Rogue Trader, Games Workshop games in general, like Vermintide. So, cultist is usually the default for me because Inquisition. Because nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
The only reason I think cultists is because usually cultists usually worship one particular. I'm gonna say like religious people usually worship one particular thing. Cultists seem to latch on to anything that seems to resemble whatever it is.
Because of this really odd situation, Sarah, please make a note on your sheet that you have.
I don't even know where to put this. I guess allies and organizations.
You have worshippers.
Dragon cultists.
Slash worshippers.
In Fandelver.
Hold on, my computer's not.
Just like as a note, so I know where you guys come from.
Okay, hold on.
And you'll remember that they're there.
Alright. Dragon. Alt. How do you spell the city?
Moment. Anyway. Shoot.
Also, I can't believe I just gave him 500 gold.
That's a lot of gold.
That's
In
okay.
reality, I only gave him 200 gold because of the 3 diamonds.
PHANDALIN.
Thank you for spelling it at Sarah levels of spelling.
You're welcome. Fandalin.
So,
I literally wrote dragon cult in quotation marks of Fandala that worship me.
Root.
it's better than them worshipping the other dragon.
True.
Well, since the other dragon's bigger, they might end up worshiping him.
It's her. Thank you.
The
They're both hers.
Raya. Dragon.
I'm also tempted, just because my character would definitely do this, to basically take my dagger and make a giant sign next to the chasm saying the Republic always remembers. And just leave that 200-foot deep chasm.
I say go for it.
I have calligraphy, I can make it fancy. Doing it.
Awesome. So.
But I would come back to the party with a new sword on a scabbard.
Something feels off about the sword to you.
Something feels off about the sword.
Yeah, you've held swords before, I assume, in your basic training and such.
Mind you, I'm not drawing the sword. I'm carrying the sword as if...
it's a naked sword. It has no sheath.
That's annoying.
It's naked.
But yeah, since you were walking over and you carrying around, something kind of bothered you when you first held it. You walk over, the weight feels off to you.
I want to inspect this sword.
Okay, roll investigate, please. Are you investigating it before you arrive or after?
It would be before, and then I'd mention it to the party. Because, I'm walking over there with a sword I don't have a scabbard for, and they'll probably wonder why.
Okay.
Well, that's funny. I nat 20 for what is my investigation? A 22?
Awesome. You immediately notice that the off-weight is in the hilt. Though the blade does have runic markings on it, they appear to be very old. And not necessarily charged. The hilt looks like it is easily removable, and when you move it around and you kind of trying to get a feel for what exactly is off about the weight, it feels like there is with the way the weight distribution is shifting in the hilt, it feels like there is liquid in the hilt.
It's a poisoned blade, I think. Maybe. What is the shape of the blade?
The blade is a straight blade until it gets to the 4 inches of the tip. In which case, the one side, the quote unquote front side of the blade, is crescently curved, kind of like a dragon's claw. And so has the back end of the blade.
Is there any, pinholes in it?
The blade itself?
Yeah.
No, it appears to be a solid blade.
I'm really curious about this.
That's that one.
But I'm basically going to be trying to... I'm not going to use this. I'm just basically going to put this in a box somewhere.
So.
But yeah, I'll come back to the party and say, civilians were dealt... The dragon people were dealt with. They're going to go to the village and not be a bother to anyone. Also, they gave me this sword, and I gave them 300 gold for their diamonds so that they can actually make a life.
Yeah, I guess we'll have a long break.
Also, this is supposedly a magic sword, so, Kodo, you want to tell me what this thing's supposed to do?
I guess
I guess I can, yeah. Let me take a look.
Also, there's something in the hilt that moves around, like a liquid.
I like those two style-wise, but they're apparently too long.
So I assume that would be a thing for Kenshi to figure out?
He'll look at
Maybe?
it. Oh. Oh, wow. He'll turn the blade around, is looking at the runes, shakes the sword a bit. Do you guys know what this is?
No. But they handed it to me.
It's
What is it?
absolute gibberish.
What language is it? Do I know it? I wanna look
He'll
at-
hand you the blade.
I know Dwarvish, Draconic, Thieves, and Gnomish.
So as in there is no actual magical qualities to the sword?
Not as far as I can tell. The etchings in the blade are certainly in Draconic, but it doesn't spell a word. It's the equivalent of having LDF.
LDF, okay.
Yeah, they're letters in the Draconic language, but it doesn't equal a word, or at least a word that you're familiar with.
Can I hold it?
Laying down fucking.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'd ask Kenshi about what he would think the
feels
liquid
off
is.
to you in terms of its weight.
I want to hold it.
Yeah, yeah,
Can I-
you can hold it.
Can someone turn the blade upside down? Maybe they mean something else.
Like I said, the first person I'd hand it to is Kenshi to see if he can figure out what kind of liquid might be in the sword, since he's an alchemist.
I thought you handed it to Kodo, so he could do some
I
analysis.
handed it to Kodo first, and then when Kodo would hand it back, I'd hand it to Kenshi and ask him
Oh, okay.
if Kenshi would actually be interested in the sword.
Meanwhile, you have Chibi's Araya going, I lit it!
I can make
I
an
lit
alchemy check, I suppose.
Alchemy on what?
The
There's
liquid.
yeah, but the liquid feels like it's in the hilt. No one's undone the hilt.
Well, undo Tang then, or look for a mechanism to get inside for loading.
When you undo the blade from the hilt, you will see a mechanism to where you can tell that you can forcibly twist the hilt while pressing it upward, like towards the blade, and it'll click and you can pull it out.
Alright, I will do so.
There is liquid in it. Okay. And I believe you can make a intelligence-based alchemy roll if you want to like identify it.
It's Kool-Aid.
I'm guessing fire of some form.
While he's doing this, I am going to do that whole calligraphy thing.
20.
Oh, nice.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
It contains a potion of fire giant strength.
Yep.
Nice.
I will transfer that to a vial. I don't know what I'm doing in a sword, but
So that you can catch on fire and swing a giant sword?
Conceivably, with how that hilt was, you could stab someone with the blade and then decouple the hilt and drink the potion.
Figure. What would be the attribute for calligraphy?
I would say,
Because it's just like calligraphy tools, I'm proficient with them.
Dexterity?
yeah, I would say either dexterity or, yeah, because you're wanting to have it look fancy. So yeah, dexterity.
Also, I apparently cannot spell to save myself. Mind you, I was only one L off, so it's not that big of a deal. There.
Nice. It looks noticeable and scholarly.
Mind you, I'm making it across 25 feet, so the dragon will see this.
Yes.
And I am putting it in Draconic. And if anyone asks what I'm doing, I will tell them what I'm doing.
Feels.
I don't know how useful this is going to be since we have no strength-based characters, but there we go.
I mean, when I'm in my armor, I'm strength-based.
For what?
Yes, but when you're in your armor, you use the armor strength, not yours.
For what it's worth, they did call it the Sword of Might.
I mean, I'm pseudo-strength-based because I have the ability to use Dex or Strength. So what does this potion do?
For a short period, it increases your strength to that of a fire giant. In meta
What?
terms, it gives you a strength of 25.
Yep.
So you become
Wow.
stupid.
Which admittedly is a nice amount of strength.
You
For a
become
short period.
stupid powerful.
That would be terrifying to give to my character, or any character, really. Jesus. I wonder how much a potion like that would be worth.
Not that much actually.
I'd say I think
Oh,
there's
you
only a
get
couple, there's a few hundred gold pieces.
It's a rare.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a couple thousand gold pieces if I'm remembering my conversion rate right.
It's a couple thousand gold pieces? Jesus.
I'm confirming that, but I underestimated its rarity.
So this was useful as we now go to the
Okay, here we go. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 to 5,000 gold pieces.
anywhere from 500 to 5,000.
Is
Why
market
the low?
value, which means it would sell for half, but yeah.
I'm surprised that could be so cheap or so expensive, though.
If you were trying to buy it, most people would actually be charging you an arm and a leg
It
to
depends
buy
on
it.
where you're trying to sell it, you know?
True, or there might be that one place that goes, oh yeah, we make these for fun, so they're stupidly cheap because they're oversupplied.
That's
Like
you try to sell it here in the kingdoms, it'll probably be cheaper because magic is more prevalent here. You try to sell it in the Republic, it'll be more expensive because alchemy is less prevalent there.
So, what are we determined about this thing?
It's the potion of fire damage strength. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do with it. So he.
I mean,
So the
it's a
sword is
party
going-
item at this point.
No, it had a potion in it.
The sword itself is a longsword with a hilt that can hold liquid.
It just so happened to have been holding liquid.
So if you
And I
want
was
to
thinking
put
it was
the
like a
blade back
poison
on,
weapon.
It's usable as a weapon.
You
Here
don't
I
know-
was. Go ahead, Brian.
I said we don't know what the sword can do, if it can do anything.
And here I was thinking it was like a poisoned a weapon that does that you fill a vial in the haft of it, and you have readily poisoned weapons. Well, weapon. So I guess our next thing, because we figured out that he's okay, we know where we're going now for that. So I guess we're going to a ghost village.
We are
Sorry,
in the
a
ghost-
haunted village.
I'd say we're in the ghost village.
Yeah, we're in the Ghost Village. You guys now know where Kragmaw Castle is.
That's it. So we have a choice now. We can
'Cause I just-
either go do the other side quests we promised to do.
That's what I was
or-
talking about.
Or we can go to that castle and go after your employer.
I mean, my priority is the employer, but I also don't break promises with people.
Coda will speak up. Well, how long can your employer stay in their hands?
I don't know. It seems he's apparently useful for reasons of knowing the possible location of this forge. If I recall from the letter that we found in under that mansion. So he possibly might not even be alive now because all they would have needed is the map. Maybe.
Well, I can tell you that some people can stand a while under, shall we say, scrutiny.
Because like he can already be dead, or he could still be alive because something that isn't on the map that he knows, and he's trying to use it as a means of staying alive. Or for all we know, he could be a part of this whole thing. We've already had one betrayal from the wizard to the bodyguard.
Well,
Yeah.
Mind you, that's me being a little conspiracy theorist there, but can't say it's not a distinct possibility.
well, in that case, this might all be one big trap to entrap the Republic in a war.
Alright, well,
I don't.
let me put it to you this way. Based on what the druid said the bandits' hideout is, it is 3 days of backtracking to the bandit castle, or 3 days of backtracking to the Banshee's lair. They are equal distance.
And since they're equal distance from us, it'd be what, like... Question, actually? If we draw another line from the castle to the Banshee's lair, does it make an equilateral triangle?
From our current position, yes, it makes an equilateral triangle.
Cool, so it's 3 days there, then 3 days there, then I guess 7 days back to the village?
No.
I'm sorry,
Sure, we'll go.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's 2 days from the castle to the Banshee.
So 2 days from the castle to the Banshee, then like, what, 4 days from the Banshee to back to the village?
Uh, 2 days back to the village from the Banshee. Well, 2.5, 3.
So it seems the most efficient way to do this would be to go castle, Banshee, then back to village.
And there's the other 2 side quests. We promised to hit her on the way back also.
I thought the first side quest was the this guy. The second side quest was the Banshee.
We took 4 side quests. You guys opted to start with the one that was furthest away, and then you were going to hit the other 3 on the way back.
That's right, but for some reason I was only remembering the Banshee well thing and this.
I'd say there was the missing druid in Thunder Tree. There's the Banshee. There's mysterious occurrences at the Old Owl Well. And then there's a group of orcs hanging out somewhere in the neighborhood of the Wyvern Tor.
Okay, so I was mixing the Banshee and the well together. That makes more sense. So they're all still in a line going from the castle, right?
From our current position, the Banshee and the castle are equidistant. Everything else is further away.
Yeah.
No, what I mean is if we didn't go to the castle, then Banshee, we could still hit the other 2, is what I'm saying?
We would have to hit them on the way back to Vandalen, but yeah, we could still hit them.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure we're still being efficient with our time. Not that it really matters, sorta?
Well, that's the question. Do you still want to hit those?
I mean, I would still want to, but I'm just one person.
We are addressing the party at this moment.
Well,
So
I've been kind of having fun, but really, Kenshi Katana and I joined you to help you, not necessarily, sway you from any particular path. But with that being said,
money's still being made with those because those are bounties, and we'd be doing them back to the place that would actually, get us supplies and whatnot anyways.
well, the person currently under theoretically life-threatening conditions would be your employer, so I would think that'd be a bit more a priority than someone who's already dead. In terms of the Banshee? Kenshi, that seems to make sense to me. Go for the guy who's still alive.
No, I was just basically leaning towards castle first. I was asking about the other things after that.
And what about the tiefling and the cat? What do they think?
The tiefling and the cat, well, as far as where we are going to be going, Sarah left the room.
I vote with the party votes.
The party hasn't voted. That's what we're discussing.
I'm about to say,
This is your story. Decide how you want to proceed.
I'm about to say, we have the choice of going in a triangle. I'm about to say it's either
Cat. You see a cute angle?
Wow. It's either we go make the castle run, and
your choices are go to the castle.
Yeah, go to the castle,
rescue your employer,
or
we
go
talk to a banshee on behalf of the local church that you guys said you would do.
Yeah. So castle. I must say castle run.
Was there a timeline on the banshee?
There was not a time limit on the banshee presented.
The banshee's already dead,
Yeah.
so
To put it in another way, because you guys are aware of this, I can say it this way. Do you wish to continue on side quests, or do you wish to advance the main plot?
I say.
What if I want to do both?
They are mutually exclusive for your choosing which decision you are making now.
No, just because you advance a plot does not necessarily mean you void side quests.
Yeah, you can still come back and do the side quest, but you have to pick one now. You have to choose which direction to go.
I say advance the plot and then side quests because we want to go back to Findalvin anyways, and by going back towards Findalvin, we do all the side quests.
You will always have to go back to Findalvin. That's just how this thing ends. You are required to go back there, but...
All roads
That's my
lead
point.
to Findalvin.
Can Sarah answer now?
Sure.
Hello?
Yes, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, I vote, since the Banshee doesn't have a timeline, that we go to the castle for our boss, and then on the way back, go to the Banshee.
And everything else.
What's burning?
Do the other two concur?
I mean, it's a cat.
Meow.
It can't count.
Yeah. I'd
Well,
rather
I'm-
advance the plot before doing side quests.
Well, I'm confirming this with both the characters and the players.
Yeah, I know.
Meow, meow.
Yes.
Okay,
No,
Jim
say-
says meow. Brian says...
Castle.
Okay.
Don't you know? I said meow.
One meow means yes.
In which case, are you running the castle or am I running the castle?
I thought the castle's plot, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought you were running plots.
I was confirming, because it's still in chapter... The castle is still part of chapter 3, which was your...
Ooh.
I was determining whether I ran the castle based on how you were feeling about continuing to run.
I've been doing this for a while.
Okay. In which case, hold on a minute as I rejoin as a GM and David rejoins as a player.
Yep. Junk.
Thankfully, it's not like the old days where we actually had to shuffle chairs, too.
Yes.
I actually kind of miss those.
I missed the table.
Speaking
too.
of that,
Hmm?
the people that I generally play games with at the hobby store are starting a Rogue Trader game. And it's all pen and paper, minus the fact that everyone has the PDFs for the books. Because having one tablet that has 18 books on it is a lot more useful than having 18 books.
Yeah.
But everything is pen and paper.
Fun.
And two of the party members decided to get the most obscure version of the character sheet that is a book of 36 pages and print it. Just to annoy the GM.
What the fuck?
So the normal one is like 2 pages because they compress it all down into like 2 pages. This one, they spread it out into 36 pages. Mind you, I'd say 10 of the pages are like notes. But yeah. So 2 of the 6 people, if I recall it's 6, did that. And I'm really tempted to be the third person to do it, just to do it. Because it gives you a lot of space for writing things. Sorry, there's 5 of us, and 2 of them have already done that. But yeah. Plot. We all say plot. And I think I just killed Sarah because she stopped choking from laughter.
I'm still here.
You're still there. Brian's still there, I assume, as well. Tristan? David?
Still here.
Yes,
still
hello.
here.
Okay.
I'm ready to continue the main plot. But I kind of feel like we sidetracked off of that after the first session.
I want to go become queen of the castle.
I wouldn't say that we got completely sidetracked off the castle because going to the druid allowed us to find the castle.
I'd say, yeah. You had to do one of the side quests, at least one of the side quests, to find out where to go.
And it just happened to be specifically the druid one.
Okay. On to the castle of Fu Manchu.
Yep.
Also, the monster's finally kicking in. I guess it was just delayed.
Is this still chapter 3 or we moved on to a new chapter?
Hmm?
I said, is this still chapter 3 or have we moved on to a new chapter?
You are still chapter 3.
Okay.
out of sheer curiosity, did the dragon decide to react to the fact that I made a giant earthquake on its hill?
The dragon lifted its head, looked over, and laid his head back down.
Would he have even seen? Because he's in the tower?
The dragon has senses beyond your mortal kin.
That's a valid point. Ah, man.
That's what dragons tell themselves to make themselves feel better.
Hey!
The next thing I would have asked is,
We are. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Yes.
Alright.
I am a dragon. I must agree.
Roll out perception against your perception, and we can see how this goes.
what happened to the buildings around after said earthquake?
Small pieces of it would have crumbled, or raptors would have fallen a little bit, because a lot of these areas around here are dilapidated.
Aw. I was just kind of hoping to cause the tower to have collapsed onto the dragon.
The tower, what remains of it, is one of the more solid buildings.
Damn.
Because it's made of stone.
Hey man, hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams.
True?
Actually, you know what? You know what would have done it? I think the tower is only, it's only 30 feet across. If I had done my limit break on it, it would have created a 200-foot chasm through it. I think that would have collapsed it. 200-foot deep chasm.
Hey, Eric, look at the chat.
Dimitri's not a monk. Nor does he use a, fuck, I can't even remember the name of that weapon.
Looks like a staff to me.
It's not because of the way it ends. It's actually called something, but I can't remember what it's fucking called.
Really?
It probably functions as a staff in D&D. But I can't... what is the actual name of it? I assume you guys are still setting up stuff for the castle.
I had a minor technical issue, so it's taking a little longer than it should have, yeah.
Okay. Why can't I remember the name of that weapon? Because I legitimately remember watching a video about it. You know what? The moment... I'm probably going to remember what it was tomorrow.
That said, while we are waiting for me to roll, if somebody wants to make a survival check to, make sure you guys navigate correctly.
Who has the best survival?
I believe it's you or Cortana.
So, me.
Cortana is in mark mode, so...
Exactly. I mean, I'm not proficient, but I have a +4 wisdom. Are you proficient?
I am.
So then you are better.
This is what I do. Okay, so that's a nat 20 plus 4 plus 5, so 29.
Okay, you guys successfully navigate.
Race of a crit.
Following the old druid's instructions, you guys, make your way along the path, circling around the forest as opposed to cutting through it. That's not, with the exception of the last day where you have to cut through the forest because the castle is located just within the forest. But by cutting around it, you save yourselves about 2 days worth of travel. This brings you up upon Cragmaw Castle. You guys, let's see. As you guys have control of your pacing and know where you're going, do you wish to arrive during the day or at night?
Night.
I would say day. But at the same time, night would actually be beneficial because they probably wouldn't see us. Unless you're talking about seeing it from a very far distance.
How bad are people's stealth?
I still think a boss.
I mean, I'm not proficient, but I have a dexterity of 20.
I'll say based on David's rolls, David, I'll say your character wasn't that stealthy, if I remember correctly.
One moment.
This cat is super
I
happy.
mean, I can always turn invisible.
Okay, and Kenshi.
I'm stealthy enough.
So, okay.
I'm proficient.
The least stealthy person seems to be me, I guess.
Well, it depends if you have your armor on or not.
Honestly, not really. The armor doesn't give me a penalty for it. I just have a +5. I don't have proficiency, and all of you guys have proficiency.
Okay, so you roll a d20 plus 5. Alright, so, I mean, technically we could
I mean,
sneak
he is our pipe.
I'll say, technically we could go in during the day. I guess nighttime. Do we know if any night-based things are going on here?
I don't know much
don't know
of anything
anything
about
yet.
Kragma Castle, but I can see in the
any
dark just fine.
any night-based creatures? Like anything, would we have any sort of ideas to whether it's like, oh, hey, coming at night doesn't really matter because they won't, whatever we're going up against won't be taken off guard at night.
We know nothing.
I'll look over at Zariah. Do you know anything about nature? That sounds like a really nature-y question.
No, that was in regards to the castle.
Me?
It's still a nature-y
No.
question.
Okay.
You know what? Because I think it'll be funny, I will roll a survivor check because there's no nature check. There's a nature check. I lied.
Yeah, there's an nature check. Because it sounded like he was asking if there was like any nocturnal creatures.
He is. $12. Hello?
Hi.
I said 12.
Sorry, what are we rolling?
She's trying to discern if there's any nocturnal-based creatures around Kragma Castle, like that they would need to be aware of to kind of affect the decision of a day or night entrance. Like if there's any particular night threats.
In this case, that would be a straight intelligence check.
Okay.
Okay,
Because nature will
then
tell you about the.
it's the same. It's the same number because it's this. I don't have proficiency in it.
Okay, well, because nature will tell you that typical forest predators are going to be in the area.
Okay.
However, a 12 intelligence will remind you that at least the Kragmaws you encountered previously were orcs.
Okay, so we will have to probably deal with some orcs.
It will also remind you most of the cave was in the dark. Because orcs have dark vision.
Yeah, that part I remember.
I don't have dark vision.
So,
Or low
I
vision.
do not have dark vision.
I'll say, so day
I'm
or
a
night.
normal dragonborn.
I was like, there's a very small handful of races that do not get dark vision.
And I am one of them. I spit
so-
acid
so-
instead.
So it doesn't really matter because day or night, the cave's going to be dark.
But it's a castle.
So they're more likely to be awake at night. So if we go during the day, the orcs will be asleep.
Or some of them.
Yeah. So in that case, I recommend we go during the day. I said logic. If anyone disagrees, please speak up now.
Would it be
You mean
common? Would it
night
be
so that
common
some of them are
knowledge
asleep?
for nocturnal?
I would think so.
That is not common knowledge. I need you to make whether they are nocturnal or not, please make that would be a nature check.
Someone with more than a +2, I recommend roll it.
Let's see.
I mean, we can all roll it, right? Question mark?
You can roll it.
Sure.
Nature?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I have no proficiency, but...
I got a 17.
Nope. I love nature.
That's more than I got.
More than my 7. Orcs aren't dragons.
15 will anybody who rolled above a 12 will know. Orcs are not particularly known for being nocturnal. They just live in dark places.
Okay. Yep. I rolled a 7, so it's not dragons, I don't know.
If it's not the specific dragon we ran into, I don't know about anything. So they're not nocturnal, they just like being in dark places because they have dark vision.
Technically, we could go at night, or...
Well, in the daylight, all we have to do is open up windows. Like how like vampires and go.
Well, they're
I don't think it works that way.
That's not how dark vision works.
It'd be funny though.
Well, they, so yeah, I guess.
I mean,
So-
do we plan on attacking the castle immediately, or do we plan on observing the castle from a distance first?
I say we case the joint
If we case it, then
as the resident sneaker.
if we case it, then that means that we go at night and spend the day like looking at it.
Yeah.
Or we can just barge in, guns ablazing and go during the day.
So the American muffin.
So
I
we could-
mean, I'd rather know what is actually happening in this area before we just go in there. So even if we show up at the day, we can then observe the castle and see what goes on with the castle during the day, and then do the same thing at night, and then choose whether or not we want to attack it during the day or the night.
How long is this trip?
3 days.
It's
Alright, cool. So get all my magic back. Awesome. Okay.
I vote case it and then decide.
Yes, everyone gets magic back. Everybody gets HP back.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, I think you and David are the only people who took damage.
Yeah, definitely healed.
also, I realized I probably have my mic muted for the entire thing I said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear the part where I said we go during the day, observe it during the day and the night, and then decide?
Yes.
Okay. Other than that, I think that would be the most sound thing for us to do. I'm also not against just going straight in there, but I'm also the tanky monk. I don't know how well you guys would do. I probably would maybe last through the first 2 waves. Maybe. And that's being overly optimistic since we don't know anything.
Well, since my job is to stand behind you and keep throwing heals at you, then you probably last a little bit longer.
Okay, I'll be slightly more optimistic and say maybe the first 3 fights without knowing anything, depending on where we go. But still, knowing
Anyway,
things
I
is
think-
better.
I think let's observe and then decide from there. That's my official vote.
God damn it.
I'm about to say,
I
well,
agree
so-
with that.
I'm about to say casing the place and then attacking seems to be pretty good.
Well,
Yeah, let's use it.
How are you casing the place?
I guess that depends on the thief.
Oh, shit.
How are we casing the place?
um,
Is there a... Well, does anyone have a spyglass?
I don't know, would that be in the Explorer's pack?
Nope.
Nope. The Eric does not think he has one, but I might because I took the taking a portable ram and a crowbar, so I might have taken one.
Kenshi
But I
has
definitely know
one
that
if
Kenshi
y'all
has
don't.
one.
don't. I'd say Kenshi has one if y'all don't.
There
I'm
didn't
also
make
not on my computer to confirm it, but now that I'm thinking about it, since it got mentioned before at some point, yeah, I don't have one.
Yeah, I could probably make one. Someone already has one. For me.
Well, because my thought was, depending on the landscape around the castle, we could go around using spyglass and seeing what we can find on the outside in terms of patrols and if there's anything moving along windows and things of that nature.
As I say, Kenshi does have a spyglass.
Well, let's use it.
I am deferring to the thief. This is not my cup of tea. If you want me to just run up a vertical wall, I can do that.
High places are our friends.
So, for being smarticle, everybody take a card.
Woo!
What's
Damn
that?
it, I'm still not on my computer yet.
That's okay, Firefox crashed, so I have to reload roll 20.
Okay, I can deal one to everybody, or just deal one to the people who,
That's okay.
I just need a second, that's all.
I just removed my save. Move my map around. All right.
I already have one.
You said do the what?
He's handing out cards.
Sarah, do I have to deal you
I'm
one?
walking back upstairs now.
I'm getting roll 20 back up. Hold on.
All right.
I mean, I'm set
draw.
up. I can do it now.
All right.
Oh. You mean send it?
Yeah, I can deal you a card.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says draw one card.
Mine says play immediately. Oh, I like this. But I have a question. What is exhaustion?
I have that.
It's a status condition.
Does it have multiple levels?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, this
Cool. I didn't know what that meant for a second. I like my card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inspiration cards have been dealt. I gave you one, Sarah.
Okay, I'm waiting for my thing to finish loading.
So, according to this, you now have 4.
Yeah. Is there a limit on how many we can have?
No, you can have as many as you want. Alright. Well, from the exterior of the castle, you note, obviously, trees, because, well, it's in the forest. It doesn't take an architect to realize that it is not a goblin or orc structure. It consists of 7 overlapping towers. However, the upper levels have long since collapsed into heaps of crumbling masonry through bad maintenance, age, and disuse.
Thank you for answering the question I was about to ask.
So, based on external appearances, it looks like probably only the ground floor is habitable.
fucking orcs.
As like the
they
sentries have
can
not
never
been
have
kind to the
anything.
castle. It has been shored up in several areas with crude timbers, and it's only looks like it's probably only a matter of time before this place comes down. By all rights, it should have been condemned.
So,
From here, you can see that the doors are made of reinforced wood with thick iron bands. Now, here we go. The castle consists of seven crumbling towers of different sizes and heights. The upper story is all in varying states of collapse. A short flight of stairs leads up to the front terrace and the main entryway. Past the wreckage of a pair of sundered doors lies a shadowed hall. Round towers loom over the entranceway, with dark arrow slits looking down upon the terrace.
How far up are those arrow slits?
They're still on the first floor, so... maybe 5 to 6 feet?
So, I have a question. Does the party want me in my armor or not?
Consider we're going against orcs. Is your armor loud?
Oh, I'm sorry, here we go. Arrow slits in the castle walls are 10 feet above the ground.
Is your armor really loud?
I'd say kind of. Only because of the sheer fact that it doesn't give me penalty to stealth. So I don't want to say it's loud, but it is power armor.
He can only be so quiet. He is Pike.
No, he's
I'm
better
effectively-
than Pike, because Pike was at disadvantage. He does not have disadvantage, so he is one step above Pike.
And let me put it this way. I am a monk. If I wear armor, I'm actually removing about, what, slightly less than half of my abilities? No, I still get slow fall. So I lose having 3 finesse. And I can't, instead of going 50 feet, I go 35 feet because the armor gives me a plus 5 feet. And I cannot go across vertical surfaces or across water.
Okay. If you are really loud, I can fix that.
Like I said, I'm literally one step above ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
And we're trying to be stealthy, correct?
That's the hope.
Okay. Cool. Alright. So, in which case, what I can do, let's see, you can't see, correct, Corinne?
Depends on whether it's day or night.
No.
I literally do not have low light or dark vision.
Okay.
That's it. His visibility depends on what time of day you guys go.
Okay.
Just to make the day.
Okay. Then, alright, we should go during the day then.
Well, we're facing this one.
I believe Casey had already told us everything, correct, Tristan?
Yeah.
I've given you the exterior description of the castle. Based on, I would give you a little bit more, but first I wanted to know how you were casing the joint.
Some in the front, some in the back to watch,
Yep.
Comings and goings.
So are you guys setting up, like, camouflage? You're just setting up a picnic lunch on the hill?
I'll be in a tree.
That's why I need to know. It's like, are you guys trying to be stealthy? You being overt? You trying
I
to,
will be
invent the
stealthy.
drone and, Obama this?
I will be stealthy in a tree.
Okay. Everybody who is being stealthy and trying to observe, I need stealth checks and perception checks with advantage.
Stealth and perception with advantage?
If you are trying to hide and observe, yes.
Cool. I will be
Because you are
doing
taking your time, you are trying to use the natural environment.
Damn it. Dice.
I also need to know how long you guys are trying to observe this place.
I recall us agreeing to like a full day-night cycle. So 24 hours. Effectively speaking, right?
Yeah. You said perception and what?
Stealth.
Stealth. And both are at advantage.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'm not even proficient in that. I'll just forget that. So...
Sorry, I was looking at a spell. And I thought about you.
I
Are there
am
any-
really sad.
Tristan, are there any clouds?
There's a few. It's not really overcast. It's just, like a few clouds in the sky.
Okay. I will try to stealthily use my magic broom and fly overhead to see if there are any sentries.
So...
You said the upper levels were collapsed, correct?
Right. The only level that seems to be habitable is the first level.
Okay, so there's likely no one on top of it anyway. Okay. Alright. That's either.
Do you still want the total even if it's a crit fail?
Well, technically 1s and 20s only count in combat, so yes, I still need the total.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So do let me know if it's a 1, because that will factor into my description, if nothing else.
I will say this much. I am not one of the stealth, so I'd be relatively away from everyone else who's actually more stealthy.
Do I need a climbing check if I'm going to be in a tree?
Yes, I need an athletics check to climb the tree.
If I'm walking into the tree, do I need to do that? Because that would be the next thing I would do, because height. And then away from the party. Because I crit fail my stealth roll. Can I see if I crit fail anything else?
You still gotta roll everything, yeah.
So I have to roll athletics even though I can walk into it without armor?
At that, it's more a matter of, making sure you don't, automatically fail and break your leg.
Cool.
That's a token roll kind of thing.
I only want to try it.
Just wanted to make sure. If it doesn't fall off the table. So... I'm so glad I elected to be away from the party.
Can we hear or see him being this poorly stealthy?
Kind of
I
hard
mean,
to
I'm not
miss.
wearing my power armor, but I'm in a tree.
What was his stealth? I missed it.
I crit failed. On advantage.
So I can't tell if that means that you're loud or if you're visible.
In this case, it is this is what is known as a group check. So we're checking for number of successes.
Well, thank God.
Which means, in this case, you guys notice him fucking up, setting up a duck blind type scenario, and working as a group, you are able to all hide each other. As only one of you failed. Observing the castle for a full day cycle, you only see one warband leaving. nobody coming in other than that. You hear the occasional sounds of orcish conversation and roughhousing, and the occasional light of what probably is a cooking fire or a torch or something as people navigate the building. That's about it. It does not seem to have a lot of traffic coming in and out at the moment. The only windows that are currently seen from your vantage points are arrow slits, which don't reveal much. And due to their mostly dark vision based nature, they're not using a lot of light to give themselves away. Now,
Guys,
as you guys are moving around to position yourselves, however, you do notice that there are several areas, as mentioned before, that have crumbled that might serve as entrances if you're, adept at climbing.
I just had an idea, guys. The next time a warband goes out, have one of us, for instance me, go and confront the warband. And then try to convince them to fight the other orcs to take control.
Well, I would imagine they're pretty loyal if this person doesn't have clout out of the castle.
Remember, there is the Orc King.
But they're also a very, Are they Skyrim orcs where they try to fight each other to see who's chieftain?
Yeah, but they have an Orc King that they follow with absolutism.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Because I remember being mentioned last time when we first ran into them.
Yeah, I was like, I remember there being an Orc King.
What'd you roll?
A nat 1.
I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to him.
I rolled a nat 20 after rolling 2 nat 1s in a row for my stealth.
You remember the lieutenant of the guy you encountered previously had mentioned something about wanting to, basically, blackmailed you guys into helping him take out the leader so he could ascend to prominence. Yes, they do the whole, you ascend by, killing off the guy ahead of you.
So it could be feasible. Otherwise, we just take out some of the people where they don't have a chance of getting reinforcements, because it's a warband that's no longer in the castle. So still beneficial to us, guys. Because it's either fighting less of them in a position where they're exposed, or we get them to become allies that we could then not be allies afterwards. Because they are bandits.
When are you having this conversation?
Before we make our decision to actually go into the place after the observation.
So after at which point the warband's been gone for a full day already. At which point Kenshi will point out that you are aware we have no idea how long until they come back, right? They've been gone a day already. They could be gone who knows how long.
So we could go in now.
True. Hey, no, I was just thinking about it because of that reason there too.
Well, it's not a bad thought, but if they're away, that means there's, less forces here.
But it could also mean that we could get trapped if they then do come back very quickly.
I say we risk it.
Now,
Speaking of meow.
Well, with everything else we've faced so far, I think we'll be fine.
Alrighty. Mind you, I am the blind person that can't see at night compared to everyone else here. So I would prefer we do this during the day, but if you want to just sneak in and kill some of the people and then light a fire that I can actually see in there, that would be great too.
Well, I have no problem doing this during the day.
I don't like being out at night. That's my excuse.
My cat is eating a potato chip right now, guys.
There's nothing wrong with the darkness.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with it. I just don't like it.
No.
Totally my excuse for why I can't see at night, guys.
Like, oh, the big bad dragon's afraid of the dark.
I didn't say I was afraid of the dark. Only thing I'm afraid of is spiders, actually.
No, just
Very
remember,
large spiders.
if you can see it, it can't hurt you, because then you can dodge. So,
My mentor used to say that right before she vanished.
that sounds like a hell of a dodge.
It sounds like your mentor is very mean to you.
Well, she did peck me on the head a lot.
Huh.
Did her training at least work?
You tell me. I'm here, aren't I?
Yes, you are. I just figured that specific training.
I think
Or is
he's
that-
adept at avoiding headshots.
Not really. That's why I wear this. You know, like someone's up the metal helm thing over his head.
Hmm.
Tink tink.
Now, from what we've observed, it looks like we could go through the main entrance, or I believe
Try to climb things.
someone mapped a side entrance.
You see,
There's
what
some-
assuming you guys can see the map, there is the front entrance. There is a pile of rubble that you could attempt to climb, but seems precarious. And there is a side set of stairs.
Side stairs, main stairs, and then rubble.
I imagine the rubble is going to be observed.
Yeah, I could also cause a ruckus somewhere, and so you guys can then get in and actually get sneak attacks and surprise them.
Well, if you want to look distracting in your armor, how about you go over to the rubble and we go in front?
Do you really think he'd be of any use on that rubble and that armor?
Yeah, the rebels. I'm a little too, a little too heavy in armor for the rebel.
Yes, but then you'd cause noise. You said you wanted to be a distraction, right?
I could also cause noise by going to the front gate and killing whoever's there.
Now that's an assault.
It makes noise and it's a distraction and pulls them to an area.
Zariah, you have a thought?
What do you want?
So, distraction, side door, or I'll go in the main door.
Because certainly his idea of a distraction is going in the front door and punting someone.
I mean, that allows y'all to go through the side door of the rubble and then proceed to sneak attack people.
I don't want anyone going alone.
What was that?
No
I
one
don't-
going alone.
He's a guy in giant armor. He'll be fine.
I'm
And what
gonna
do you
say, which I'm gonna say,
If anything, I would draw them out of the castle so they don't have their defenses. So you guys could just wait, out here where it's nice and not surrounded by arrow slits a good distance, and I can just get them to chase me out.
That assumes they chase you. They've got a pretty good
does.
fortification here. That usually means people don't want to leave it.
But they're also orcs.
I'm gonna say,
I mean, orcs tend to try to kill each other for honor, so and to basically gain rank. I mean, who says they wouldn't be dumb enough to chase us out of their defenses? Should I make an intelligence roll for that?
No, you're just operating off everything that you've been told based on other roles.
That's true. Because, I mean, then again, they did have traps in the cave. They may not be dumb enough, but if they're not dumb enough, then they just know there's one crazy dragonborn in armor. And they don't know about you guys yet. And for all they know, one crazy dragonborn in armor could just be an explorer who ended up going to the wrong place.
Well, how about
Um,
this?
If you want, oh, go ahead, David.
Well, we can either send the cat with you, since he apparently has nuzzles of healing, or if anyone's good with a bow, you could be sent in, and someone could be at the tree line, covering you in case you need backup, while the rest of us go through the side.
Let's see. As I recall, Cortana was our archer. I mean, I'm proficient, but it's not my go-to.
I mean,
and he's
I'm good
their
at-
archer.
Yeah. I was gonna
Yeah, I mean, I have them. I can do it, but it's not my main thing.
I mean, if the cleric wants to go with me, I could probably literally fight everyone at the gate. If the cat keeps healing me.
Um,
Yeah, he's good at that.
I'll say Tibbs will look at you and like, huh?
They want you to heal, darling.
I mean, no, I'm about to say looking at you like permission.
Well, like you asked my permission before, but sure, yeah. Yeah, I remember things.
I know you do. Hold
Holding that grudge. Bring a
up.
over that one time.
And my headcanon is he does it a lot. Just like cats do. Like my cat currently, he's trying to get more potato chips.
Let me
Right,
guess. He's going to Brian to get potato chips.
Yup.
So, it sounds like Tibbs
That's
plus
really
armor equals distraction?
If everyone else is okay with that, I'm willing to be crazy enough to do that.
All right.
Especially after the card I just got.
All right, and you, I'm saying you and I are trying to be stealthy, correct? Or are we trying to actually cause some punch?
No. I'm going to go punch the nearest thing and make a lot of noise.
Okay.
And you're there to basically help me do that.
Yeah. In which case, before you start smashing shit, let's see. This lasts for.
I will turn invisible, since we're going to be doing this.
Soon as he starts, as soon as he starts this, I'm going to cast Bless on him. Let's see. I'm going to cast Bless on you. Use this well.
Does Kenshi have any objections to me going Hulk smash on the door to get their attention? Well, you guys didn't get behind him to start picking him off from behind.
Only in the sense that smashing the doors is kind of pointless, as you can see, they're already smashed.
You understand the gesture, though.
I understand it. I question the logic of it, but if this is how you feel it is appropriate to go rescue your employer, by all means.
It's just an idea I came up with. Anyone else is more than willing to give something else.
I have a standing policy of not protecting people from their own foolhardy choices.
I was like, my choice is usually to be of the stealth. But
I would advise against splitting the party, but that's just me.
We are doing... yeah, you're right. You're absolutely correct on that. It would not be worth splitting the party.
Well, it's not like we were separated by all that.
alright then, so let's stay together and be stealthy.
That depends on which version of the plan you're talking about. The last version I heard, he wanted to go in the front while the rest of us went in the side.
Oh, yeah.
That's half a castle apart.
I mean, he's real quick, though.
Yeah, but who knows how many doors are between the two locations.
Alright.
And we don't know the inside layout either.
Exactly.
But in terms of half a castle,
With how collapsed that place is, that could be a real maze.
half a castle looks to be 80 feet.
That's
For
in a
some reason, it
straight
doesn't
line,
sound
though.
right.
that's a straight line, but that's assuming you're able to move in a straight line once you're inside.
True,
Usually
and most
they
castles
have
would
the
not allow you to
distance.
do that.
Well,
I'd say allowing for typical building design and collapse, it could be as much as 4 to 5 times the distance.
in that case, it
Correct,
sounds
because castles are designed not to allow attackers to have ease of getting around it.
All right.
then front
I
stealth
have.
then.
I have Dungeon Delver, so technically I should be okay to guide at least one, one group through.
Well, let's just go. Let's just see if we can sneak through the front.
Yeah, that would work.
So stay together at the front. Okay.
Yeah, because Kenshi does have a valid point of not splitting the group. Unless, of course, that wasn't Kenshi, that was actually the GM being, probably
that was
shouldn't do
Kenshi.
this.
That was Kenshi.
Tristan's good at keeping it separate.
Usually helped by the fact that there's an NPC in the party that can voice, set opinions.
Very true.
I'm going to, and we're trying to be stealthy, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Are we sticking like super close together?
I don't know. Is that how do you want to do this?
I will be at the back because I want to choose to wear my armor.
I'll be at the front because I'm the rogue, so I should be there.
I'll be behind the rogue, invisible.
Okay.
All right.
In which case, if you would kindly arrange your minis in front of the front door in the marching order.
All right.
Let me actually zoom in so I can actually see the grid.
So, stop.
I see Kodo is inside of Zarya now.
Ew.
Oh my!
The only reason why I even say that is because Zarya has transparency on her pog. So I need to see Kodo's background through Zarya's pog. I will say this though, as soon as there's no stealth, I think I'm just going to go Hulk Smash and see what I do with Power Armor this time around.
Okay. Is this your marching order?
I think one person needs to fix their position, be it...
Allies can share a hex if that's how they choose to move.
Really, they
That's
can
what
do that?
my
I didn't think you could do that in 5th edition.
You can move through an ally's hex without, screwing them up. And since we are not in combat, they can in theory share the space. If they're in combat, then they'll have to adjust. But
Well, keep in mind also a square is 5 feet.
exactly.
So
Which is why in combat it would not work because you're moving and flailing about and dodging, but for the purposes of marching order, if that is how you want to do it, 2 people can share a square.
Alright.
So
Let's see,
guys...
I guess we all roll stealth again?
I'm confirming first, is this the marching order you want to go with?
I move.
Okay, is this the marching order you want to go with?
I'm fine with it. That's where David
I'm
wants
fine
to
with
be.
it.
Yep.
Okay.
I assumed...
In which case, I need a stealth check from everybody.
in 5th, do I get a bonus to stealth for being invisible?
I believe... I don't remember if you roll at advantage or I roll at disadvantage to find you.
I saw it.
No, don't you do it.
I thought it'd be on your GM screen.
Well, I was going to look at the invisibility spell.
Alright, I'm done with the crit roll dice for the night.
Because what probably is going to happen is they'll count it as total cover. Wow, that's very helpful.
Let me guess, doesn't even say?
Nope. I'm going to go with roll at advantage because they can't see you, but it doesn't hide any noises you could make.
Awesome.
Oh my god, I'm more stealthy than the person who's invisible.
Yeah,
No, you have to be more stealth than me, too.
Do I notice Do I notice the noise that they're making?
Until the
theory,
road
yeah.
rolls back.
Huh?
In theory, yeah.
Okay. And I can tell Mase. So
Okay,
the
yeah.
noise, Mase. So the
Invisible
noise,
creatures
Mase.
impossible to see without the age of magic or special sense. For the purposes of
Uh,
hiding the heavily obscured. It can be
Mase.
located by noises it makes or tracks it leaves. Attacks are at disadvantage and the creatures has advantage.
Mase. See, considering what they're doing, hmm, like, is this noise like audible to me, or can I tell that it's like it would be audible to everyone?
You're not sure.
All right. So I can't tell if it's just me being a cat and I can hear this, or they're just. All right. Um, can I roll perception to see if I can tell the difference? Oh, would that be?
Let's go with intelligence-based perception.
So just straight intelligence.
Well, you add your intelligence modifier instead of your wisdom modifier.
Okay. Perception. 8 plus.
It's your intelligence instead of your wisdom.
All right. $22.
Based on that, it feels louder than one would expect for you to just be picking it up with your cat-like hearing. But with the, considering it's not open terrain, and the fact that you're dealing with an outside noise trying to come inside, you think you're okay?
Okay. So then I'll say I'll play this straight, and I'm not going to do what I was thinking about doing. Then. All right.
You guys slowly make your way out of the woods, creep along your bellies through the grasslands, start making your way up the stairs, when suddenly a volley of arrows come flying out of the air. Let's see.
Do they target the giant person in armor?
Yeah.
I would love if they do.
Really, bro. Such a bit.
I need Koto and Zoraya. Okay, it's for the party. So I need everyone to make defense rolls at disadvantage, except Koto.
Except Kodo?
Cool. Well, I mean, unless they have some magic shit going on, they shouldn't be able to see me to target me.
Exactly, he's invisible.
Ooh, 20.
How many times?
Just one.
18.
You said 18?
Yeah.
Flat 20 for me? I will type it.
Please. And remember, this is at disadvantage.
Yeah, I rolled a 20 and then a 12.
I'm making sure Sarah and Brian heard.
Yeah, I heard.
If I get hit by this arrow, I'm gonna return to cinder it. I'm hoping
My
it
original was
happens.
my original was a 30.
Mine didn't. I typed it in, but it didn't go through.
Yeah, hers is down. She wrote 18.
Yeah, she said that.
Do I see if she gets hit?
Give me a minute.
Let's see when I get it.
Possibly. It depends. It determines what I do.
Okay. Zariah is the only one who was hit.
Nope. Yeah.
Are you close enough for that?
Yep.
I say
So
you're not
long,
close enough to her.
so long as she is within my movement, I can switch spaces with her.
Really, it's movement based. Wow.
Well, he
Team-
has a teamwork thing going on.
Teammate.
Well, there goes. Now the 18 shows up.
God, kitty.
That kid who just kept you from getting stabbed. Yeah, training partner.
Kitty, no!
Yeah, as part of your movement, you can swap spaces with your designated partner. You must be adjacent to them or have enough movement to step into their space. This action does not trigger an attack of opportunity on your opponent.
Well, let's measure your movement because you're down the steps based on where you position yourself.
Let's see. If I can move 40, if she's 40 feet away from me.
You gotta count the steps too, though.
It's literally 5 feet of steps, 10 feet of that, and then 5 feet of that. So it's
Alright,
20
Now
feet.
she's 40 feet ahead of me.
So that's 20 feet of movement. You're good.
So the cat is now on top of Zariah.
No, she is suddenly in the back.
Oh.
I don't know how this happens.
So the cat is where Zariah is. Zariah is now where the cat is.
Okay. Now, how does this go? You two switch places and then you roll the defense again.
Okay.
Alright, roll again at disadvantage.
Oh, I do. I'm about to say, I basically jump in the way of your hit, and they take my AC roll instead of yours.
Roll again
You're
at
also now at the
disadvantage.
back of the stairs 20 feet away. Somehow a cat managed to move you 20 feet.
It was either 21 or 21.
Okay, so they miss.
Somehow or another, you Nightcrawler into the back of the party.
Roll initiative now?
Give me a minute, but yeah, in theory.
You live. This is what I'm... Yeah, but you have a...
was a successful evasion.
It doesn't? Does this count as an evasion for her?
Evasion is no, because she was hit.
Okay. God damn it, Coda.
Yay!
Oh my god, what is with you rolling low today?
I am rolling complete shit today, guys.
Like, I won the literal statistical lottery because I rolled 2 nat ones in a row. But
I'm not keeping
I think
that.
you have me beat today because you've been rolling, like, below average all day today.
Yup. It's rolled 20.
Hold on.
I thought you had physical dice. I know Tristan does.
Yeah, but I wasn't using that right now. At the time, I was more concerned about getting the session started than having physical dice.
Understandable. And reasonable. And logical. And every other word that can describe that.
Rolling
That
lower
rhymed
than
with logic.
before.
But David, you also know it has a habit of doing this to you.
From my perspective, roll 20 is really random. It's like it has moods.
I do not think I'm in the initiative.
You should be.
Dodo, Round, Goblins, Kenshi, Zariah.
You know you can
Right.
check. You can put it over your pog, and it usually lights up.
Nope. Not in turn order.
I told
Yeah, if you put it over like the
There you
people.
go.
I'm out.
You're there.
I'm
You're
out.
now.
Yep.
Did those arrows come from the arrow slits?
Yep.
Cool. Sweet. I know the first thing I'm doing.
Everybody in?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Know what I'm doing. Hurry up and burn through my turn.
Okay.
I'm in.
Well, technically for this first round, it doesn't matter because you have the surprise condition unless you're immune to it.
I'm immune to it.
I am
don't
in
have
the other
alerts.
game.
I do not have alert, so I'm not immune to it.
I'm immune to it.
Okay, Brian, your turn.
Alright. Okay, roll 20 moving slow. Not gonna wait, hold up. How many people do we have in our party? 1, 2, 3, 4?
Five.
There's 4 of them, not including you.
I say 4 not counting you, 5 counting you.
So 1, 2, 3. Alright.
Zariah's initiative is listed as 0.
I put it in as 10.
It says 0.
Well, it's probably because it kicked me out right after I put it in.
Alright, so all 5 of us now have blessed.
But
You're casting it at a higher level.
Yeah, that's why I put enchantment 3. Cover all 5 of us. So, first level spell turn into a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
So you guys, so everyone rolls a d4 when they're attacking or making a saving throw.
nice, thank you.
See, and they're shooting at us from outside, correct? Are we at the gate yet?
You are where you are on the map. You are in
Okay.
front of the busted doors. Arrows are coming down from the arrow slits.
Okay. I'm going to.
Bless you.
I'm going to run out over here underneath the large mechanical dragon.
And you blessed.
I'm
Awesome.
about to say I'm going to hop on the large mechanical dragon and use him as pretty much use him as cover.
Okay.
Why do I feel like you're about to basically play Balloon's tower defense when I'm your tower, but I move?
Think more Rocket Raccoon and Groot.
I was thinking Frogger.
Yeah, that would. I could definitely see both of those.
I'll say you're the big guy who does all the damage, and I just kind of just sit around passing support.
So I guess it's now the orc's turn since no one else has alert.
Kenshi does.
Okay, she does? Nice.
I'd be surprised if Kenshi didn't.
More specifically, he has a weapon of warning, which causes the same effect.
Also, I will say this, I am too nice. I gave 500 gold to peasants.
Uh-huh. I was going to note that down in my GM notes, but funnily enough, while I'm a player,
You don't have access to them.
I cannot access my own GM notes.
Yeah, everybody's got the blessed icon. Kenshi's gonna move for cover.
As in go outside the firing angles for the arrow slits. I think that's the next thing I'm going to get is a weapon of warning of some type.
Okay. Tibbs and Kenshi. No, the orcs get a turn first. Everybody make.
Everyone make a what?
Hang on, I gotta roll for shit.
Just saying the cat is hiding. Using me as cover.
Yeah, but they still know he's there.
True. Is there some type of feat I could take to make it where I could basically protect the cat or whoever's directly behind me from ranged attacks?
I'll say technically, if they try to attack me, I would assume 2/3 cover, like
Okay.
3/4 cover. Probably.
Tibbs and Zariah, I need 1 defense roll each. Kriv, I need 2. And you also hear shouting coming from the arrow slits. I don't believe anyone speaks Orcish.
We are not at disadvantage, guys.
You are not at disadvantage this time, no.
No, I do not speak Orcish.
I don't believe the surprise condition gives you disadvantage. Let me double check that real fast, just be sure. Because for some reason that's not on my fucking GM screen.
Because it's totally not important. Totally. Well, I know the first one's going to hit me.
180.
And then the second one is not going to hit me.
Surprise. You can't move or take an action, and you don't get reactions. Okay, so yeah, you're good.
2 plus 5 plus 4... 11 for the second roll is 16 plus 3 plus 14 plus 5. I assume this is an arrow, right?
Yes.
Cool. You already know what I'm going to be doing.
Okay. Kriv is the only one hit.
Flick. 10. Did it do less than 27 damage?
That's what I'm looking up.
Because I maxed out my deflect missiles roll.
You know what I want to see you do? I want to see you deflect and return a ballista bolt.
If it does min damage, I can do that and basically do an attack with that weapon.
Less than 27 damage.
I'm spending a key point to return to sender.
Give me a minute.
The arrow slits say no.
But
You know,
key
the
point.
second he does that, I'll say when him doing this kind of reminds me of what was it? The second episode of Seven Deadly Sins.
Yes.
Okay.
Just grabbing the Holy Spear and chucking it back.
Roll your attack and subtract your key.
That I will.
I just started watching that show, by the way. I love the fan service.
Oh yeah, I get a D4 as well. But yeah, I did actually crit. And you know what? I'll spend another key point just to increase my damage with it.
You can't do that.
I can't? I have a Kinsei shot. Oh, it's a bonus action. This is a reaction. That's
Yeah.
right. Damn, that would have been funny. But I did double the damage. What is the damage rating for this thing?
I would assume like 1d3 or 1d4.
This is a heavy crossbow bolt. It does 1d10.
So I'm doing 2d10. Cool. 2d10 plus... Is it dexterity for crossbows?
Yep.
So 2d10 plus 5.
Wait a minute, are you wearing your armor?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, because the whole thing was wondering whether he was going to be too loud coming in here with his armor.
Remember, did we determine if you can...
I don't think the.
I mean, if it's
arrows are
strength-based,
limited.
it's plus 4 instead of plus 5. But we never really did say when it came to...
Which use unarmed strikes and monk weapons. You can use dexterity instead of strength. 1d4.
The only sad thing is, this is not a monk weapon.
Well, it counts as a monk weapon for the purposes of this.
Oh, that's right. But, either way...
Okay, so yeah, none of the stuff that applies here would affect your deflect missile. You're good.
So it is plus 5?
Mm-hmm.
So... 23?
Okay.
Because I rolled an 8 and a 9, and 8 plus 9 plus 5, that puts it at 10 plus 9 plus 3, then 10 plus 10 plus 2, so, sorry, 22. Yeah, 22. I could do math, guys. At 1:30 in the morning after being up for 22 hours. I am happy.
I applaud thee.
You hear a paying sound from up in the arrow slit.
Ah!
Okay, I need everybody who acted this round to roll a new initiative.
So, that would be Tibbs and Kinsey then?
Correct.
Also, does that mean I actually get my limit break because it's when I get hit? It doesn't count whether or not I return to sender?
That is an interesting question.
It's using your reaction. It's not technically a defense, so I will count it.
Okay. I'm 20% of the way back to where I was last fight.
Okay.
Is it bad? I almost want to stand here and see how many more times they do this.
Tibbs,
Yes.
I need you to re-roll your initiative.
Oh, so the 35 doesn't count?
You acted on 35.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Surprise. Okay, so yeah, I'm taking that. I dropped a little.
23. Oh, 30. Haha.
I would mock them in common. That's worth anything to you, Tristan.
You can say you do it, talking to Freebie.
Yeah, I'm totally going to just mock them in common, saying that your puny arrows can't do anything to me. Sorry, they're crossbow bolts. Let me get it right.
Can I see them in the? Can I see them in the tower thing?
You can see them popping up when they fire. However,
Okay.
as it is 1:30, I will leave it with Tibbs lining up his LOS, the pain scream of the orc getting hit by his own crossbow bolt, and everybody else trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Okay.